Hey all, it's Nordy. I'm back, finally. I got sick and then got caught up in work and so on and so forth, but it's late tonight and I'm trying to wind down for the evening, so thought I'd do a little update. Um, can't say I've made a whole lot of progress on paper crafting or anything else, but I've done a little bit for the Axiom. Uh, it's modeled, I think, after an ocean liner. So it's got these nice rounded shapes to it that I'm trying to fold. It's not going particularly well. I don't know if you can see at the back there. There's a seam that's not quite getting covered up. It's a little bit easier to see here, where this little diamond shape here should be closed, and it's definitely not. So I can't see anything on the models. The the finished instructions that hint at this gaping hole here, so I might have to take some spare cardstock and fill that up somehow. I don't think it's going to be particularly pretty. The rest of it is sort of coming together, but I don't have a cohesive piece yet where I can start building the final model. So, and it promises to be sort of small and difficult to put together. So, anyways, it's still I've made a little bit of progress on it. It's definitely going to be a way. It's definitely a ways off. So, in the meantime, while half-heartedly taking a poke at that, I've been I just finished up this Mars habitat. So this was a simple design I found online, and it builds kind of what's been a proposed Mars base. You can see it has stairs here and a communications antenna and more stairs and a tiny little um, pointing antenna. Um, but it's a proposed design for kind of probably a second generation Mars habitat where it's a two-story cylinder. A cylinder kind of gives you that balance between getting the minimizing the surface area with the sphere versus getting some of the benefits of simpler shape that's not quite as prone to uh, wasting space like you do in the sides of a sphere. Anyways, uh, and it's easy to fit on a rocket, and you would simply put kind of a shield underneath here, like an air brake shield, and then you'd probably come down on parachutes and then retro rockets, and then this would probably these spikes here. I think you'd probably drive them straight into the Martian dirt and try to anchor it that way. The suggested design had like triangular bracing things, but that was proving to be a pain in the butt, so I just left them off. There's still some kit bashing going on, of course. I don't know if you can see it, but this is a pin I took from a formal shirt that I picked up recently. Thought it would look good on top of the antenna. We'll see how that goes. And then one of the jack supports that I was just talking about, I screwed up and made the two pieces separately rather than forming one around the other, and so it didn't work. So I just kit bashed it with some light cardstock, like actual 3x5 index cards. It's definitely got its rough edges and stuff, but I think it looks inspiring at least. So you can kind of you can see what people might live in if they first put down homes on Mars. So I believe in the final version, the roof would be covered with sandbags full of dirt, which would shield it from some cosmic rays and solar flares and stuff like that. Martian atmosphere keeps out some of that, but you're still getting more radiation than you would get on Earth. the antenna is, I don't know, it could be entirely fictional. They might use just the directional antenna for everything. And then if you look closely, you'll see that the stairways and stuff are actually kind of occluding the door here. You would have to go up and over the stairs, and so I accidentally cut the jack supports too short. So, yeah, oh well. I think it looks good. I'll probably stick it on top of my bookshelf or something. So that's it. Haven't been doing much else. Well, I wrote a small program for my Toastmasters club, where it would take in a list of roles for Toastmasters, the Toastmaster position, the Joke Master position, the speaker, the evaluator, the counter, the timer, so on and so forth, and a list of the people who are in the club, and try to randomly assign them. So I did a really crude algorithm. It was simply, shuffle them and start popping off people and stuff like that. Really simplistic, but that came about because we were using some other program that was like a giant all-in-wonder program for Toastmasters, only it was like this really ugly version that was made for Windows 98 or something like that. It was kind of a pain to use, but it would allow you to like put in all the previous meetings and that people had gone to, and what roles they played, and try to match them up to roles they had not yet played. And so the new president of Toastmasters was concerned that this was skipping people who had otherwise succeeded in roles. So if someone does a role, is active in almost every single meeting, they're going to be pushed out and not recommended for a role because other newer members should take the roles. However, the newer members may not be taking the roles because they're busy, or they're afraid that they don't know how to do them, or something like that. And so oftentimes we need some of the I don't want to say senior members, but more established members to offer to take these roles, and they're not getting recommended for the roles. Anyways, kind of seems like an impossible set of design requirements. Both you want to get the established members to play roles in the meeting, but you also want newer members to take roles in the meeting, and so maybe in later iterations of the code I'll have to take into account how many meetings they've been to and stuff like that. But I wanted to do away with that because it's kind of a pain keeping track of the history. If you could do it without a history, it would save a lot of implementation grief. And so I just wanted a quick, simple program in Python that would just throw out a list of recommendations. So we're actually going to go with it for the time being. I just need to actually tweak the program so it's not possible to have someone scheduled for multiple roles. You could be the speaker and the evaluator at the same time. That doesn't make any sense. So that's what this tiny little programming project I worked on recently. So that's me. I'm still here. Still doing a little bit of paper crafting. Yeah, it's fun. So, oh yeah, I got in touch with Sonia Ryan recently. She called me out of the blue, wanted to see how things were going. It was good catching up with her. I'll try to maintain that contact with her. But it seems like she was interested in posting YouTube videos on this channel. She's just, I don't want to say stage fright, but she kept overthinking it and turning it into a big production. So I hope she posts on here soon. I think we'd all enjoy seeing how she's doing in Hawaii. So yeah, that's life these days.